Are you ready for a tale of sports, laughter, and a hint of drama? Look no further as we bring you the story of how the famous NBA playoffs joke 1-2-3 Cancun was born. This is the tale of how a former Los Angeles Lakers All-Star unknowingly created the very first NBA meme and the series of events that followed. Nick Van Exel, a second-round selection in the 1993 NBA Draft.
At number 37, the Los Angeles Lakers select Nick Van Exel.
Was the Lakers' all-star point guard known for his quick hands and even quicker wit. But little did he know, his wisecrack during a crucial playoff moment would lead to a chain of events that would shake up the Lakers organization and become a part of the NBA folklore. Get ready to laugh and be amazed as we take you on a journey through the creation of the first NBA meme, 1-2-3 Cancun, and the story of its legendary creator, Nick the Quick. After two lackluster first-round exits in 1992 and 1993, the Los Angeles Lakers decided it was time to shake things up. They set their sights on Nick Van Exel, a diamond in the rough who was selected in the second round of the 1993 NBA Draft. With James Worthy on the way out and their leading scorer Vlade Divac putting up a measly 14 points per game, the Lakers were in desperate need of some scoring spark. So, they tossed Nick into the game as a rookie, crossing their fingers that he'd be the answer to their prayers. And you know what? It gets even better. The Lakers hit the jackpot in the 1994 draft, bringing in Eddie Jones to join Nick in the backcourt. And it was love at first sight. Nick's numbers skyrocketed, averaging 17 points per game and dishing out assists like it was his job, which it was. The Lakers were on fire, and they even signed Cedric Ceballos, a man who could score 20 points per game just by looking at the basket. The Lakers were finally making a playoff appearance, but their true love story was cut short by the San Antonio Spurs, who crushed their dreams in the conference semifinals 4-2. That following year, Magic Johnson made his triumphant return to the Lakers and brought a whole new level of chaos to the team.
In the middle of Magic, a bad pass. Magic grabs it, throws it over his shoulder, slam dunk. Sensational play by Magic.
Despite the on-court and off-court controversies involving Johnson, Van Exel, and Ceballos, the Lakers still managed to finish fourth in the Western Conference. But their honeymoon phase with Nick was cut short when they were bounced in the first round by the defending champs, the Houston Rockets, with a 1-3 loss. It was clear that the Lakers needed to make some changes, and Jerry West, the Lakers GM, was up for the challenge. In the 1996 offseason, he pulled a rabbit out of his hat by flipping Divac for an 18-year-old high school phenom named Kobe Bryant, and signing the best young center in the game, Shaquille O'Neal. It was no secret that Nick Van Exel was still very much a part of the Lakers' plans going forward, and like a stubborn houseguest who refused to leave. He was playing over 37 minutes a game, averaging 15.3 points and 8.5 assists in the 96-97 season, proving that he was still a valuable piece to the puzzle. Meanwhile, Kobe was still trying to break into the rotation, barely getting playing time behind Eddie Jones, but showing flashes of brilliance whenever he got the chance. Despite these efforts, the Lakers once again suffered a disappointing exit in the second round of the playoffs, getting swept by the Utah Jazz with all the grace and dignity of the high society tea party. But despite this setback, the Lakers still held hope for a promising future, with a Nick and Shaq partnership looming on the horizon like a big jolly elephant in the room. Nick's tenure with the Lakers was filled with ups and downs, but it was clear that he had a big impact on the team's rebuilding efforts. The Lakers went from 2 first-round exits to playoff appearances with Nick at the helm. His partnership with Shaq was highly anticipated, and Lakers fans couldn't wait to see what was in store for the team. Will Nick and Shaq lead the Lakers to the promised land? Let's see right here in front of our eyes. It was the 1997-98 NBA season, and the Lakers were a force to be reckoned with. They had 4 All-Stars, including Nick Van Exel, who was putting up 15.3 points and 8.5 assists per game. The Lakers won 60-plus games that year and were one of the top teams in the Western Conference. But then, disaster struck in the form of the Utah Jazz. The Lakers had faced off against the Jazz in the playoffs before, and they had come up short. Unfortunately, history repeated itself, and the Lakers were swept 0-3 in the Western Conference Finals. As the team huddled up minutes before tip-off in Game 4, Van Exel decided to lighten the mood with a joke. Instead of leading off the team chant of Lakers, he shouted, 1-2-3 Cancun! And voila! If you haven't heard, Cancun is a tourist haven in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. That's right, the man was already thinking about vacation while the team was still in the middle of the playoffs. But his comedic timing was off, and the joke rubbed his teammates the wrong way, especially Shaquille O'Neal. who was the team captain and All-NBA first team that year. O'Neal was known for his sense of humor, but this joke didn't sit well with him. He told Lakers GM Jerry West about the Cancun incident and demanded that Van Exel be traded. Nick's 1, 2, 3 Cancun joke was the cherry on top of this messy divorce from the Lakers. And boy, was that divorce messy. If Shaq was fuming about that hilarious but mistimed joke, you could only imagine West's reaction. He must have been seeing red, imagining Van Exel sipping margaritas on the beaches of Cancun instead of fighting for the Lakers in the playoffs. But, as it turned out, Nick's quick wit was worth more than any assist he could ever make on the court. Nick insisted his intentions were pure and that he was just being lighthearted. Unbeknownst to him, his quip became a cultural phenomenon, infiltrating the lexicon of not just basketball fans, but the entire sports world. It's no wonder he still gets a kick out of it to this day. "I probably should have trademarked that thing," says Van Exel, who is now an assistant coach with the Atlanta Hawks. He might have been long gone from LA, but his legacy lives on. Every time a team gets eliminated in the playoffs, someone will inevitably chant 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
What is it? 1, 2, 3 Cancun?
In reference to Nick's now famous joke. It seems that Nick's comedic talent will never be forgotten, and the Cancun incident will forever be a part of NBA folklore. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Nick Van Exel, the NBA's very own court jester. Nick may not be the epitome of a basketball great, but he's surely the king of one-liners. With a scoring ability that could light up the court, and a shot selection that could put out the flames, Nick was a wild card on the court. And let's not forget his run-ins with coaches, or that time that he got fined for shoving referee Ron Garrettson. But despite all this, Nick still deserves some recognition. I mean, have you ever heard of a player being known for a joke instead of their skills? Not many players can say they've left that kind of legacy. Thanks to Nick's iconic Cancun joke, the NBA has its best running joke, and TNT has its own segment called Gone Fishing. So, let's raise a glass to Nick Van Exel, who has proven that even if your legacy isn't exactly what you had in mind, it's still better than nothing at all. In a league filled with impressive resumes, Nick has made his mark with laughter, and that's something to be proud of. Thank you for watching this video. You're at Heroes of the Courtside, the place where we celebrate the greatest ballers of all time, with a side of humor of course. Get ready to feel the thrill of the game, as we take you on a wild ride through the world of the NBA. We'll be diving into the court like we've had our ankles broken by Allen Iverson, and as we look up there at Shaq killing his booty work. All of that to relive the most iconic moments, and introduce you to legends that made them possible. So grab your popcorn, sit back, relax, and wait for the weekly videos. Plus get ready to join the Courtside Cheering Squad, because here at the Heroes of the Courtside, it's all about the love of the game and the laughter that comes with it.